It's January. That means it's goal setting season. And as a life coach, I can talk about goals all day. In fact, I talked about goals just last week when I introduced a concept called failure intolerance. And this week, I decided to keep the party going and continue the conversation by doing a 4-part mini-series to help you set better goals and reach higher levels of success in 2025 and beyond. I felt compelled to do this because when it comes to setting goals, there are a lot of ways to get it wrong. Not that there's just one right way to set a goal, but there are a lot of ways to set an ineffective goal. And ineffective goals are a problem because your chances of reaching them just are not good. And the process of working towards them might actually do you more harm than good. Now, my personal take is that yes, there is intrinsic value to setting goals and to the goals themselves, but I like to think of goals as tools that we can use to harness the power of intention and habit to create the results that we want in our lives. And just like any tool, if you don't know how to use it, you are more likely to make a mess of things than you are to make things better when you put it to work. And so in this episode, I'm going to help you set better, more effective goals by tapping into your authenticity. Ready? Let's go. Welcome back to episode 87 of the Life Edit Project podcast. As always, I'm Coach Elizabeth, your favorite life coach and podcast host, and I'm glad that you're here with me. If you're a longtime listener, then this is not news to you. You know that I am a recovering perfectionist, and you've also heard me talk about the fact that I've coached a lot of high achievers and perfectionists who specialize in setting ambitious goals and smash them without even noticing. But then these same people, they tend to crumple into a pile of self-pity and shame whenever they fall short of their goals. And I've noticed that there's one thing that will stop you from being able to hit your goals, and that thing is inauthenticity. So what's an inauthentic goal? An inauthentic goal is any goal that you adopt that has been assigned to you by an external source and that does not align with your personal values, talents, or skills. And inauthentic goals are a problem because they do the opposite of setting you up for success. They actually move you further away from being the highest version of yourself, because you're working at being a better version of someone else instead. And let's face it, whenever you are living someone else's dream or someone else's expectations or someone else's idea of success, you will only ever be second best, if that. Because you're designed to be yourself if you're going to be your best. And so if you want to be your best, then you have to be true to your own purpose and to your own destiny and your own desires. And that, my friend, that requires authenticity. Now, the key to authenticity is identifying and tapping into your personal desires, tapping into your values and your abilities, and then using those as your North Star. But this is easier said than done. It's hard, and it goes against the way so many of us have been socialized and conditioned. I'm a woman, and most of my clients have also been women. And women in this society, we are generally socialized to believe that whatever role we play in society, that our job is to make life easier, more comfortable, and more convenient for everyone else around us. We're conditioned to deprioritize ourselves so much that a lot of us have just lost touch with our intuition. We end up being riddled with self-doubt, or we think we need to outsource all the major decisions in our lives to someone who knows better than we do. We're used to having other people tell us what to do because we don't actually trust ourselves to have the answers. And when we're pursuing inauthentic goals, chasing someone else's version of success, the process of getting there feels empty. And even if we reach the goal, it's also going to feel disappointing and empty. And The perfectionist mindset, if you're in that trap, it's going to have you believing that you just need to set more goals, that you need to just rack up more wins in order to feel better. And then it becomes this vicious cycle of setting inauthentic goals, reaching them, feeling like you're still missing something and starting all over again. But I'm pulling an Uno reverse on all of this today, and I am challenging you to practice setting and choosing your own goals for yourself on purpose. Be authentic to who you are and define success on your own terms. When you set authentic goals based on what it is that you want and with who you want to be in mind, you actually increase your chances of success. So, how do we do that, Coach Elizabeth? I hear you asking the question. How do we set authentic goals? There are 3 things that you need to consider when you're setting goals: results, reasons, and responsibilities. Now, y'all know I love alliteration. I'm just a big old nerd, and so I had to make them all start with R. Okay, so when it comes to results, I want you to think about the ultimate reality that you're trying to create. What is it that you're really after? Set your goals with that end result in mind. And I know this sounds really, really basic, but trust me, it is real easy to get into the habit of working hard and just working towards success, so much so that you lose sight of what success is and you can't tell when you even get there. Or sometimes you might expect the results to change your life in a particular way, but the result and what you want that result to do for you might not be the same thing. Then I want you to think about your reasons behind your goals. What's your why? Why this goal? Why this time frame? Why this particular direction? And where did the inspiration for this goal come from? If you don't stop to interrogate your reasons for setting goals and the reasons behind your goals, it's going to be hard to be authentic. And then finally, I want you to consider your responsibilities whenever you're setting goals. Is the goal you're setting something that's actually up to you? Does the responsibility for creating this outcome lie with you, or does it belong to someone else? A goal will not be authentic if it's not actually something that you can make happen. That is what we call a delusion. Okay, so I don't want to hold you too long. So that is where I'm going to land the plane for today's conversation. But I will be back next week with another strategy to help you set better goals. In the meantime, if you want to actually set better goals and hit them in 2025, holla at your girl. I have a special offer for you. Use the link that's in the show notes to book a reset coaching session with me. What's a reset coaching session? I got you, boo. The reset coaching session is a special 2-hour coaching intensive where I walk you through my original 5-step process that will help you align your desires with your values, your priorities, and your schedule so that you can live your goals out loud this year. Spots are limited for reset sessions, so be sure to book yours today. Just tap that little link. It's right there in the show notes for you. And I promise this will literally change the way you think about goals so that you can change your life. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for rocking with me. I'll be back in your ears next week with another juicy episode as we continue this mini-series on goal setting for 2025. All right? Peace.